Hey everybody, it's Humpty Dumpty here doing a post commentary on Apex Legends. Here we are on World's Edge, and it's just me and one other random teammate. Unfortunately, our third dropped out, and right off the rip we are getting attacked by a raid. So thankfully we got the gun first, and we took her out very quickly, which is perfect. And she is gone. Excellent. Now we're gonna get some heals off quick, get ready for the next fight. So now that we got our health back up, we went and found some shield. We were waiting for the other teammates to push, and they're about to right now. So we got the Bangalore ripped for all her blue shield. We're looking for a little extra ammo here, because we knew we were running low. And thankfully I found a G7 Scout, which was perfect for this kind of fight and this kind of range. Teammate Beast Inside used his ability to find out where she was. Got 21 on her, time to chase her down. So she got some shots up on me, so I used a backslide to back out of that fight. I like to use the backslide a lot. Nice mobility, good cover. She ran away from us, she got away. Started to chase her down. When I noticed that my health was so low and she kept running, I decided it was best to just reset, get that armor swap there, and reposition to make sure that we weren't going to be snuck up on by somebody else. Used all my shots on that fight. Then I realized we were getting pushed from the north. In that case, I decided to back up a little bit, put some health up, finished her off. Now we know we have another team pushing us. I don't know exactly where they are, so I'm doing some quick peeks, making sure that I know where they are for when it is time to engage. At this point, I moved over to the Bangalore's death box. I knew I needed more ammo. Kind of risky because I knew that they were looking at us, but if I didn't have more than 16 shots, I would have no way of winning this fight. I'm still out looking for the other team. Teammate uses his ability, that way we have a clear shot of where they all are. I'm trying to peek, get an angle on the other team without them, the other two teammates, having an angle on me. Get a couple shots in on them, but they got a good triple take shot as well, and we started to take quite a bit of damage. So at this point, I noticed that my teammate had bailed out of the fight, and I chose to follow to reposition and hopefully turn the fight to our advantage later on. Thankfully, Beast Inside and I were able to get out of that area and get out of that situation without them pursuing us any further. We retreated all the way to Capital City, and then we found our next team. So teammate is about to ping. Yep. So we have 3 against our 2, and they ping, so they know that there's only 2 of us as well. So we need to be really careful with how we engage this fight. At this point, teammate is taking shots at them, and once I recognized that he had knocked one, I went first really quick. So now we are back to a 2 versus 2 situation. Now, they still have the high ground, so we need to be a little bit careful with how we push it. They still have a little bit of a advantage in the environment.
Scanning the area.
So teammate pings them with his ability. I got 92 into their gray shield, so I knew one of them was pretty low on health. I decided to heal up a little bit until I realized that teammate was pushing into the fight. Usually in that situation, I would heal up full, but I saw teammate moving in, and I didn't want him to get knocked and for it to turn into a 1v2 situation. Now right here, I am really uncomfortable. I am very low on health, and I noticed that Beast Inside had moved out of that fight. So I really want to heal, but I don't have any cover to do it. Take the Pathfinder down, then I take the opportunity to do a finisher, to get a shield refresh, just in case we have a third party or someone else coming into the fight. Now, Beast Inside and me have found a new team. They have a little bit of a height advantage and a little bit cover advantage with the building. I noticed he started to move out and away from the fight. After I got a couple shots in, I decided to back out of that fight with Beast Inside and reset for a better or a different angle. Alright, so Beestenstein and me moved out of that a little bit further onto the train tracks. I was playing it a little bit slower than I would have liked to make sure we didn't get separated too far. You see this Gibby on the bridge. We were in a very open area. Very easy for us to get sniped at, taken out. I went for a little spin move there just to throw him off a little bit more. So we continue moving closer to high ground and closer to storm. We get one more shield cell off quick. At this point, I noticed the Gibby that we had shot at previously is pinched. So that team and that Gibby is stuck between at least one other team aside from ours. So at this point, I took the time to pop a couple shots off at them. I also didn't want the team pushing into them to be able to get their gold shield and get those fast heals. Unfortunately, they were still able to, but we tried. We put a lot of damage into them at the very least. And now we're going to try to hold Storm a little bit because we know that Storm is coming in and we don't have to take a little bit of Storm damage if we can hold them. At this point they got a really good shot off on me, so I decided to back out of that fight, get some heals off, and reposition. Because we still are just a two-man team, and we know that there's at least one team of three that we were just fighting against, and we don't know what the third team is. So originally, we were going to go around Storm, and then Beestenstein decided he wanted to push the fight. I didn't think it was necessarily the best idea, but it actually works out pretty well for us. So I take high ground, he takes low, and then we find the third team. So I take as many shots as I can, try and hold them off and make sure that they don't get coming any closer. Then I peep to the side to make sure Beestenstein wasn't getting pushed by the second team that we knew was very close to us. Once I realized finished one of the members of Team 2, I decided to fully commit to helping Beestenstein finishing this team out so that we can then move on to the next team. I got a very nice thermal, most of their shields cracked or crunched. Went for a finisher there so they can't get any more revives off. And here I see that the other team is splitting up. So one is trying to focus on me, and one is trying to push in on Beestenstein and finish him. Thankfully I was able to ward off their Bloodhound, and he had taken out their team as well. So we were feeling very strong in this situation, one squad left. We decided to get the much needed loot from these teams that we'd finished. Now we were getting shot at again from the final team. Once I saw I had the 34 headshot crunch, I had a feeling we were in a very dominant, very strong position to push. Beestenstein put on his ultimate, and then we just began to chase.
Almost there. We are close to the ring. The ring is moving.
So here we are. I heard the door open. Got the high ground as quick as I could. I matched my high because of the slowdown between him getting up there and me getting my shots off. We were able to win that game fairly easily. Alright, that is my Apex commentary of the time me and the random duo took on the world. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.